guys, and welcome to the very first episode of my chart ruler series. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the chart ruler for a Leo rising. Now, before we do get into this, I would like to point you guys into the direction of my introduction video if you do not know what the chart ruler is within astrology, because in that video I have described it in more detail. But by having a Leo rising, this means that the sun is ruling your chart, meaning that as you do enter into all these different areas of your life, you're going to be doing so through the lens that is Leo. To start this off, I am going to be discussing the meaning of the sun, followed by the role that the sun will play in your life. Then we're going to finish by assessing how you can then interpret your sun within your chart. For more information all about the sun within astrology, please be sure to check out my sun in astrology video. So what does the sun represent? The sun represents the symbol of spirit, the life force of the universe. The symbol of the sun, of course, is the circle with the dot in the middle. The circle symbolizing the infinity, our limitless, our boundless world, our very connection to all things, and how we essentially are a whole. Whilst the dot in the middle of the circle, that symbolizes you as a separate entity, as a separate being, very unique and able to express yourself in however way that you choose. I also like to associate this dot in the middle as the viewpoint in which we sort of experience our reality. Try to imagine it like you're playing with toys. So say you played with Bratz dolls when you were younger. I played with Bratz dolls personally, that's why I bring this up. But I'm gonna have Yasmin over here. Yasmin's over here doing her thing, but then I've also got Courtney over here. Yasmin is this dot, Courtney is a dot, but they both possess their own unique viewpoints. So Yasmin's viewing it through her point of view, right? And Courtney's doing the same, but they are both part of the collective, connected to each other. Therefore, the circle represents the eternal self that did not start here and doesn't start here on Earth either. Whilst the lovely dot represents the divine spark, that divine spark at the center of every living being. Ultimately, guys, it is the magnetic, magnificent sun that represents the heart and the core of a person, and it is Leo that rules both the heart and the spine in astrology. This spine running along the body to provide us with this ability to stand. No wonder these Leo risings are able to stand tall and proud in who they are. Furthermore, it is the spine that is connected to our will, and it is the heart that is then being connected to love. And these two things are both the two motivating powers of desire and the very will to be. So if you do have a Leo rising, then you're going to possess this need for love and a very strong desire just to live. Live, laugh, love. That is the slogan for any Leo rising. So now that we've discussed what the sun actually means and what it symbolizes, what role will the sun then play in your life if you do have a Leo rising? By having a Leo rising, your story is about living life as fully as you can. This is because the sun is all about being alive, and it shows you where you must then truly radiate your influence. And it is your aura that just screams, it screams confidence, it screams, hey, look, for you, your life is about being truly authentic. And so the journey for you is one of individualization. Therefore, recognizing the importance of the individual is a vital step in the process. It is your job to stand up and to say, what about me? What about me? If you have a Leo rising, it's very, very important for you to own your sun. The interesting thing about having a Leo rising, though, is that it does suggest that ever since you were born, you've sort of known your importance, because most likely than not, you've been given a lot of appraisal from others. This sort of big green light, this big green light, go ahead to really live out your sun, to just shine. Perhaps your parents always recognized your full potential and encouraged you accordingly. And so from birth, it's been these rounds of clapping constantly, this acknowledgement, especially coming from your parents. All of these acts then essentially form this grand outlook that you have on life. This lens in which you then try to make sense of the world through. Maybe for you, your parents would have the camera on you constantly, so you learned how to really give them a show. All of these things then created a person who is a natural when it comes to entertaining or when it comes to performing. Though still, your parents might be the type of parents who might try to present you to the world as this type of show pony. Look at my daughter, look at my son, look how great they are, right? The way you might have learned is that if others wanted you to give them a show, then why not give them a show that really makes an impact or leaves a really strong impression on them? However, the difficulty here is to not rely on the attention of others for your self-actualization. You might have gotten so used to others paying you these compliments as a child that you might then be faced with slight disappointment if others don't provide you with the same recognition later on in life. So it's about you knowing your self-importance without wanting others to see it. Furthermore though, if you have a Leo rising, it's so important that you don't let other people tell you that you are not important either. Know your worth, alright? Know your worth and stand strong in your worth throughout your life, alright? You're going to experience many people being attracted and drawn to the heat and the warmth that just oozes out of you. Other people want to feel that light on their face, alright? After all, when they look at you, whenever they look at you, they see a shining person liked by many. They see this person with this incredible ability to brighten up their day. But you must be careful. Be careful about who you trust and who you give your energy to. And I mean this from your friendships, to your home, to your career, to your romantic affairs. Know exactly what you stand for and expect nothing less. Sure, other people will most likely look to you and see your greatness, but it's about assessing who is worthy of this greatness. So still, the most important thing about having the sun as your chart ruler is that throughout your life, you're going to be constantly cultivating a deeper understanding of yourself through self-awareness. It's truly about authenticity for a Leo rising. It is this authentic self that is the one who was there before. It was there long before all of the labels, the one who was experiencing as a baby before the development of conceptual thinking and language. It's about understanding that even before the label of I, before the label of Jessica or Claire or Bill, vegan, African, Jewish, even before you thought you were, you always were, and you always will be. You existed, and existence itself was experiencing life as you. And this is exactly why that dot in the middle of the circle symbolizes a single viewpoint through which we experience life as life experiences us in return. Ultimately, if you do have a Leo rising, you are here to awaken, to remember that pure state of being that is beyond all of the concepts and all of the labels. It's about true authenticity. And I believe that this is a huge lesson that we can all learn from Leo. And why I think Leos do deserve a lot of applause. Because there's a lot of people who are far too busy apologizing for who they are. Leos don't apologize for who they are. That's pretty amazing. So now, of course, we have established what the sun represents and the role that it plays in your life. How exactly can you interpret your sun placement within your birth chart? Because hey, the placement of the sun is going to play an extremely important role in your life. Alright, so whichever sign that your sun is in, it will tell you how you go about self-actualizing yourself and how you truly radiate your influence, how you shine, how you stand out, how you feel special. But whichever house your sun is placed in will then tell you where you want to be important and where you really want to radiate your influence. Sure, you're gonna want to radiate this influence in all areas of your life, but the house position of the sun will show you where you do this almost magnetically. I'm gonna explain this by using a few of my own personal examples and experiences with some Leo risings. On that note though, if you do happen to have a Leo rising, or if you know of any Leo risings, then please be sure to share your experiences with them in the comments section. I have this work colleague who has a Leo rising, and she has her sun in the sign of Cancer and it's placed in her 11th house. Did I mention that my colleague is an activity coordinator who organizes interactive activities and events for elderly people with dementia? Yes, she has so much empathy and compassion for these people. And I guess this is essentially this Cancer sun shining, that she will almost put herself forward time and time again, even though she is treated quite unfairly constantly. She clearly has a passion for what she does, and she does enjoy getting out into the community and connecting with many people. She will speak with different organizations and groups and is really confident in how she does come across, and I believe this is because, well, her sun is in her 11th house. Ultimately, this is her chart ruler, which is the sun, consuming so much of her life. I also used to hang out with a Leo rising guy last year. So he has his sun in the sign of Taurus and it's placed in his 10th house. What I find quite interesting about this placement is that it is in the 10th house, meaning that it's placed in the highest point of the chart in his midheaven, suggesting that his Taurus sun is being sort of projected into society, into the public, like it's no tomorrow. He actually owned his own business alongside his business partner, so there's the two of them who co-rule this business together, and he didn't go to university, and I'm pretty sure he's been running this business for the past couple of years. He's only 25 years old, and I think he's been doing it from he's probably about, was it 22 maybe? He definitely did build this business up very slowly from the ground up, and that does scream this Taurus sun, because he is very patient and consistent as he slowly progresses with his business. Last time we spoke though, he did mention that he's struggling with it a bit, and definitely being an entrepreneur, being a businessman or woman, it's not easy, but yet he still gets up each and every day because that's what he's passionate about. There's this almost fire in his stomach to just make it happen. And I think the fact that he does have a Leo rising and a Taurus sun, it can provide him with that momentum to just keep pushing, and it's all of this sustainable energy to maintain his pace. For him, his sun placement is really playing a very important role in his life, because ultimately it is his vocation or his career that is consuming just so much of it. Alright Leo risings, that concludes your chart ruler video, talking all about the sun. I hope you were able to really grasp what exactly it means whenever it comes to where your sun is placed in your chart. In the next video, of course, I am going to be talking about the Cancer rising. So if you would like to keep updated and you've not yet subscribed, then please be sure to click that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I will be back with another video very soon.